welcome into this episode of In the Goal here on the SFBN. We're covering tournament soccer here on this episode. Stay tuned. Welcome into this episode of In the Goal. I'm your host, Stephen Schreiber, and as always, I'm joined by Jack, Kapp, Ryan, Haney. Fellas, how are you feeling?
Feeling good. I mean, it's bracketology time.
Yeah.
And that's my favorite time of the year.
It's a great time. Ryan, how about
Feeling
you?
great. I'm happy to be here. Good to talk some tournament soccer, some playoff soccer, some championship teams. Got some stuff going on.
Some upsets.
Well, we're going to start in District 1, and we're going to start on the girls' side. And immediately on the 4A, we see an upset with Quakertown taking down number 1 seed Penridge. Just an exciting way to get the District 1 4A tournament started.
That's right. Yeah. Penridge was ranked number 1, seeded number 1. Kind of surprised us. And at their home field, Ryan?
Quakertown comes in and gets a goal and holds on. And
down they go.
it was short-lived for Quakertown, unfortunately.
It's too bad. You hate to see you never see it in basketball in the NCAA tournament, but here anything can happen.
Yeah, that's right. The 1 in the 16 has never happened in basketball. That's
but
right.
Unfortunately for Quakertown, they're dominant, short-lived. They fall to Springford in the next round, 6-0. And Springford has carried that dominance onto this. They're in the finals for 4A, doing a great job. They beat CB South, a team we've talked about quite a bit, 3-2, and that's the only team that's scored against them so far in the tournament. They beat Harriton 3-0, Quakertown 6-0, and the Chamonix 1-0. In the finals, they will face Pennsbury, another strong team that we've talked a little bit about here. What about their tournament run has excited you, Kapp?
Okay, so let's see who Pennsbury started with. They went against Downingtown East, which I saw earlier in the year, and they were a pretty good squad. It was just a 1-0 game. And then CR South.
Huge win.
That's a huge win. Yeah, well, another 1-0 game. Mm-hmm. Okay, and then they went against Owen-J. Roberts, the Wildcats, at Owen-J. Roberts, and took them down 2-1.
Yeah.
And they are in the final against Springford, so they've had a great run. And Pennsbury, over the years, has excellent soccer, as I recall, the girls.
Pennsbury is the 3 seed, and they were able to go to the 2 seed, Owen-J. Roberts, and take them down. It's a big win, a big confidence builder. But Springford isn't a team to be overlooked. They are the 9 seed, but clearly they've shown some strong play here.
There's some district and state experience there.
Yeah.
The last couple of years they have been in the state tournament. Again, the coach is familiar with it. The players are familiar with it. He probably had some young kids on the team a few years ago that went on a little bit of a run. So they're now seniors. Going back to 2 or 3 years ago, they've gotten far. So again,
that means a lot.
And look where they're at.
In the championship, the 4A, and heading for the states. Automatic bid here. The ticket is punched.
Yes, they'll be the 1 seed, and again they'll be at that top of that bracket in the states, going through the our east side or southeast side. So
the regional, and then they'll be able to possibly squeeze a couple games out of the states, or possibly go further.
Yeah. Well, we're going to move on to the 3A level, and where there were upsets in the 4A level, there were none in the 3A level. Villa Joseph, the 1 seed, is taking on the 2 seed, Pencrest, in the championship,
and that's kind of the way it should be, I guess, but Village O. Marie, which has been to the States umpteen times, I'm guessing, a lot. Village O. Marie and Pencrest, the team we've been speaking about earlier in several of our episodes, which had a run of being unscored upon.
Right. The teams combined have only allowed 1 goal in their tournament, or 2 goals in their tournament run. So
this one's going to PKs.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
Possibly.
Oh, they're both going to states.
Yeah.
They're both going to the States, this game will be played right now.
Yeah.
In fact, it's over.
Yeah.
It's over.
It's over. We don't have it. We might see it on our Twitter.
Yeah.
We'll check that. But
get an update on that if we can.
Yeah, we'll try to get an update on that.
So moving on to the D2 or to the
2A.
2A level.
It's a combo.
Yeah, D1 and D12.
That's right. District 1, District 12 put together.
Yep, and it's New Hope versus St. Basil.
St. Basil, right?
Basil.
Yeah, that's right. I only know that because they're from my neighborhood.
Really?
Yeah, it's the St. Basil Ukrainian school. Yeah, right on Fox Chase Road. Yep.
And whoever wins that game will qualify for the state tournament. So
One team goes to the states, so that's
Winner
a big
take all
moment.
on
That's a
Saturday.
winner take all, last woman standing type situation. Yeah.
So, but that's a game has extra worth. It's not like
That's
both
right.
teams are getting in. Both teams want to win. Both teams want to go to states.
I'll be pulling for St. Basil's on Saturday. My assistant coach at Ryan has a senior daughter playing in that game, so he's been informing us on
It's a
what's
nice
going on
school.
with today. Yes.
It's a very, very well coached program. Their sports are always very highly ranked. Right across the street from Manor Junior College. I think they're owned by the same group. Anyway, St. Basil's took down Furness of Philadelphia's Public League, just crushed them 9-0, which was expected. I think 8 girls scored in that.
Yeah.
New Hope wins 2-0 over
2-0
Masterman.
over Masterman. I mean, Masterman tries real hard. They're just not of that high caliber. So we have St. Basil's and New Hope, and somebody's going to the States.
Right. And finally, rounding out District 1 is the 1A level, and it's Calvary Christian versus Doc Mennonite in the championship. Calvary
right.
Christian's coming off a dominating win in the quarterfinals against Friends Select, 8-1, where Doc Mennonite had a little trouble. It is an upset beating the 2-seed Christian Academy, Doc Mennonite being the 3-seed. So I would expect a fairly high-scoring game between Calvary Christian and Doc Mennonite. That game is also over, and we are waiting on an upset.
It was played at 5 p.m. today.
score
That's right.
update.
Yeah, so it's over at 6:30 or so. Yeah, Calvary Christian up in the far northeast. Don't know all that much about them. Haven't seen them, but looks like they have a good opportunity to get to the States.
Right. And we're now going to transition to the boys' side of District 1. And I don't think any of us are surprised to see Conestoga representing or in the finals for District 1. And they're taking on Council Rock North.
Big game.
Big game. Council Rock North, the 19 seed going in.
How about that?
Really, I mean, first they take down Upper Dublin 1-0, and then shut out the 3 seed North Penn on a really big upset there. North Penn being the 3 seed. I mean, they haven't allowed a goal all tournament. Council Rock North. They beat Wissahickon 1-0, and then they beat Central Bucks West 1-0. So they're Conestoga will be facing a confident Central or CR North team.
For some reason, they were seeded 19th.
Yeah.
I remember when we first saw that a week or two ago, and I said, "Oh, that's surprising." The CRN was seeded 19th, and they certainly showed the prognosticators there that they were wrong, I guess.
Yeah.
But they've gone all the way through now, as you said, and they will be playing the very strong number 3 team in the nation.
Conestoga.
Still, number 3 team in the nation, Conestoga.
Yeah.
So this should be really a great game.
Conestoga should not overlook CR North at all.
No, the Pioneers, Conestoga, Chris Donovan has had, 5 goals in the last 2 games.
Yeah.
He's hot.
Yeah.
And they have the All-American, Jennings, I believe his name is, right? If I have that right.
Yep.
By the way, Council Rock North has a 6'5", 6'6" center mid who's a cousin of mine.
Really?
Shockingly, I have a tall person in my family. And Zach Safer, Saifer.
CR North's hot. I mean,
CR North is hot. Zach's grandfather got me started in soccer back when I was a kid.
Really?
So that's how I found all that out. And he said to me, I have a giant grandson. I said, from our family? How could that be? But he's evidently pretty good because he's been talked about a lot. I've seen a lot of quotes about him.
Look at the seedings you have left. You have the 19 seed CR North. You have the CB West, who's going to go to states, and they are the 7th seed in District 1. And then you look over here, Kennett's the 13th.
Yeah.
And they take Conestoga, they lose 3-0, but they're going to go. They're going to play CB West for the 3rd, 4th game.
That's right. They have the opportunity to go,
So they're both going.
Well, they're definitely going.
They're both going, yeah.
That's right. Either as a 3rd or a 4th coming out of District 1.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
The seedings, how much it doesn't matter too much once the games start.
Yeah. Kennett Blue Demons with a big opportunity there, and they took advantage of it.
Shock.
The 2 seed Lower Marion, a team we talked about a little bit, got 1 win against Plymouth White Marsh.
That's right.
And fell to CB West 1-0. I mean, I was really looking at Lower Marion, a team that had really started, had come up in the PSCA rankings, was starting to get recognition nationally, and then fall there pretty early on to CB West in the quarterfinals. So
we had a tough 2-1 loss to CR North late in
That's
the
right.
season.
You played them out of league the
And
last
we-
game of the
yeah,
season,
and
right?
we did play CB West early, and we lost 2-0 to them. Not shocked to see them two teams alive. They can I wouldn't want to be seeing them in the States in a playoff type game. So very well coached teams, organized, big strong players. They both have attacking players, and they're very in the net. They both have goaltenders that can play. So
You never
again, they're
know.
well-rounded.
You never know who's going to come out of the districts and pop into the States and make a lot of noise.
So we're going to move on to the 3A levels in District 1, and it's Harriton
Upsetting.
upsetting Holy Ghost Prep 3-2 to make it, and then Bishop Shanahan, I have that right?
That's right. That's right.
Beat Phoenixville.
Beat Phoenixville to get into the finals. Not a surprise, Bishop Shanahan getting there. They're the 2 seed expected to get there. They beat
right.
Pottsgrove 3-0, and then Phoenixville 2-0.
Yeah, Shimon Hilton with the game winner against Phoenixville for Bishop Shanahan Eagles, and Holy Ghost goes down to Harriton. Were you there?
I was not there.
You were not there.
I got
Okay.
the updates. I'm good friends with some of the guys on the staff at Ghost, but they were not happy. Big upset. We're not expecting to lose a game. They were not taking Harriton lightly. They had they got word that they were strong. They had some strong players. They from what I hear, the kids didn't come out ready. We're down, played from behind most of the game. Did tie it up late, and then eventually lost on the game winner to
Very
Harrison.
surprising, yeah.
Unfortunately, again, Holy Ghost is having a great year. A lot of wins. Record looks great. They're
They looked good
nationally
when I
ranked,
saw them against you, yeah.
and they will not be competing in the state tournament this
They
year.
will not be in the States, no. And here they were nationally ranked
Yeah.
for most of the season.
Yeah, I mean it counts at the end. You know, you gotta win.
That's right.
You gotta win your last game. So.
Again, they're good. They're young. They'll be back next year.
They'll be
If
back,
you
yeah.
hear me now, we'll be talking about Ghost this time next year, and I'm sure the players that are young will remember this loss and not take somebody too lightly. We'll see how they do down the line.
That's the important thing. You can't expect anything. You know, no matter how.
Well, they learned a lesson, possibly. That's what we're saying. So, yeah. So
It was interesting.
we shall see for next year for Holy Ghost.
Moving on to the 2A side, this is
Yep.
again District 1 and District 12 combining. It is New Hope taking on Lansdale Catholic on Saturday
That's
the
right.
4th. New Hope destroyed Philadelphia Charter 6-0, and Lansdale Catholic had a close nail biter against Lower Moreland 1-0.
Yeah, as expected.
Yeah.
PAX, Philadelphia Academy Charter High School, not really in the same caliber, I should say. So they went down very quickly, 6-0 against New Hope. Lower Moreland, very close game
Game was played at Lansdale,
at Lansdale Catholic.
so they went in there, and Lansdale got the job done.
1-0, and then and one team comes out of this. Am I correct?
One team goes to states.
Oh, no, two. It says two here. Yeah.
Two teams. So they're
Two
both
teams
going.
goes to
Yeah.
the States. Yeah.
Okay,
So in other words, they both punched
New
their
Hope
ticket.
and Lansdale's
New Hope
going.
and Lansdale Catholic are both going to the States. One will be higher seeded, obviously. So Lansdale Catholic won their 5th straight District 12 championship, which again was expected.
Moving on to the 1A level,
Let's get the
we
1A out.
have
Yep.
Faith Christian taking on Doc Mennonite in the championship. Faith Christian has scored 17 goals in 2 games. First a 12-0 win over Collegium,
Collegium, right?
and then a 5-1 win over Church Farm. They've gotten here in dominating fashion. Doc Mennonite had a dominating win over Devon Prep 4-1. And then had a close game up against Plumstead Christian in a 3-2 win. Both teams looking to win the championship. I would think only one team would.
One goes to the States.
One
yeah.
goes to
so
the States.
Either Faith Christian or Doc Mennonite, one of those two. The game will be played in about let's see, they're 20 minutes into the game right now.
Yeah.
So it started at 7 p.m. It's at Souderton High. It's a neutral site, and that winner is a state playoff team.
Yeah.
So that's the District 1A boys.
Well, we are quickly going to go into District 2 here. I'm just going to go through the champions, how teams are doing right now, and then if you want to interject at all.
Well, we don't know much about them, honestly. District 2 is, where did we figure that was? That's
It's
Williamsport?
Susquehanna, Wayne County, Wyoming, Lackawanna,
Lackawanna County, right?
Lackawanna, Luzerne, and Pike County.
And Pike, right.
So I'm just going to, a lot of these games have already been decided, the champions, while others have not been yet announced. So we shall see.
Yeah.
So coming out of District 2 on the 1A level, Lakeland defeated Mount View 2-0. A big win representing 1A level. On the 2A level, Lake Lehman defeated Montrose 4-3, and it was 4-2 in PKs. So they were able to come away with the championship on the 2A level. We don't have the update, but Abington Heights took on Dallas this afternoon at 3:30.
That's for which level now?
That's for 3A level.
3A girls.
Yes.
That school I've actually heard of.
Abington Heights.
Yeah.
Yeah. Abington Heights won their semifinal game.
That's
in
District 2?
District
Stephen?
2, 3A.
District 2, 3A. So they get one entry into the States.
Right.
Yeah.
So one of those teams, they are playing for state playoff contention. And on the 4A, Delaware Valley will take on Williamsport. Delaware Valley and Williamsport both had dominating wins. Williamsport beat Hazleton area 5-1, and Delaware Valley beat Scranton 7-0. That game took place at 4:30 this afternoon, and we have not been updated on the scores. Moving on to the boys' side, Forest Valley took on Mount View on Halloween, and Mount View came away with the game 3-2.
That's single A?
That is single A.
Single A boys coming out of District 2.
Yes.
You say Mountain View?
Mountain View beat Forest City 3-2.
Yeah, Mountain View was in the States last year.
Yes.
So
Mountain View had come off their semifinal game where they beat Old Forge 13-0.
13-0.
So
That must have been fun.
yeah,
Wow.
I mean, for one team that must have been fun. For
Call off the
for
dogs.
the other team, I can guarantee it wasn't fun because I've been
Wow.
on the other side.
You've been on the other side
a
of
game
that?
like
Hopefully
that.
the box score has some guys that haven't scored much during the season.
Hopefully some kids have been on the bench the whole season. That would be nice.
Early this afternoon, Scranton Prep took on Myers. We do not have an update. It is slow getting into
Which classification is
this
that?
is 2A.
Now you're in 2A, so
Yes.
Scranton Prep, you said?
Yes,
They
beat-
also were in the States last year.
Yep, and they
Yes.
took on Wyoming Seminary.
And they were the
won-
other team in the States last
Yep,
year.
and they won 3-0.
Yeah.
And Myers took on Montrose and won
Okay.
2-0.
All right.
Moving on to the 3A level, Crestwood is the champion for boys 3A. They defeated Dallas 3-2 in OT. Crestwood's semifinal game was not that close though, beating Valley View 9-0.
And Dallas was the team that represented District 2
Yes.
in 2016. Dallas, again, a school I've heard of.
Dallas beat Abington
Yeah.
Heights 2-1 to get into the finals.
Okay.
A game that is currently taking place is Williamsport versus Delaware Valley in the 4A District 2/4.
/4, yeah.
Yes.
And
William-
only one team comes out of there.
Right. And so Williamsport beat Hazleton area 9-0 to get in, and Delaware Valley had a battle against Scranton, winning 1-0 to get into the finals.
And the representative last year was Williamsport, which lost in the first round to Elizabethtown 3-1.
Very clearly, Williamsport maintains a strong team. That's all for right now. We will
Okay.
be back with District 3 girls right here on In the Goal.
Hi, I'm Marty Bystrom, former pitcher for the Philadelphia Phillies. In my experience in Major League Baseball, I know how important it is for high school athletes to gain exposure. My friends at Payroll Service Solutions are huge supporters of high school sports and the Sports Fan Base Network. If you are a small to medium-sized business in need of a payroll company, contact Payroll Service Solutions. Not only will they take care of you, they will continue to support the community. For more information, contact Payroll Service Solutions at 215-624-0922 or 866-PAY-EASY.
Hey, you.
Who, me?
Yes, you. You like pro sports?
Yeah,
You like college sports?
of course.
You like high school sports?
I guess.
Maybe you just don't know much about them.
Hey, voice in the sky.
Huh?
Where can I go to learn more about Philadelphia area high school athletics?
Just watch Varsity Voice every Wednesday on Facebook Live at 7 p.m.
Hello and welcome back here on In the Goal. I'm Stephen Schreiber, Jack Kapp, Ryan Haney, my co-host. We're moving right along into District 3. We're going to start on the 4A level for girls, and it is Governor Mifflin taking on Conestoga Valley in the championship.
That's right.
And we should note that there's another upset. Just like District 1, the number 1 seed goes down early.
Cumberland Valley.
Yeah.
Wow. 19
Highly
and 1?
ranked. Yeah. Nationally ranked. Nationally ranked team goes down to Governor Miff.
Gotta love Governor Mifflin.
Yeah, how about that? Yeah. And what was it, 2-1 in overtime, right?
Yeah.
2-1 in overtime.
Could have been PKs, we're not really sure.
No, it's OT1. It just
First OT,
overtime
that's what it looks
period.
like, yeah.
So,
Yeah, and then Governor Mifflin then went and took down Manheim Township,
1-0.
1-0, yeah. Which Manheim Township had taken down Wilson, 1-0.
Yeah.
Close games all around there in that top half of the bracket. So Governor Mifflin goes to the final game.
Yeah, and they will be taking on Conestoga Valley, a strong team that we've mentioned here. To get into the finals, they had to beat Central Dauphin, the 2 seed, 1-0.
That's right.
Or 2-0. It was it's sort of an upset, 3 versus 2. I don't really count that as an upset, but on the standings it is.
There it is, yep.
Central Dauphin, a team we've talked about, 15-3 on the season, handled their first round. Cedar Cliff 5-2. Conestoga Valley though has only allowed 1 goal so far in the tournament, and that was in a 3-1 win over Ephrata.
So Conestoga Valley coming on at the right time.
Yes,
here.
they are. And
Yeah.
It should be an interesting matchup against against Governor Mifflin.
Right.
That game will take place on Saturday at Hershey Park Stadium.
And the top 3 teams come out of this classification for District 3. So you're looking at obviously Governor Mifflin or Conestoga Valley, one of the 2.
Yep.
And then the other 2 are Manheim Township and Central Dauphin.
One of those 2 teams. The winner
which
of
then
that-
play for the third seed.
Yes.
Yep.
It'll probably be before. They'll be at Hershey, probably at
Most likely like in the afternoon, 3 o'clock.
Game prior to that.
Yeah, the
will
game's
be
going to be played at
couple
Hershey Park Stadium, beautiful place, obviously.
That game will take.
Everybody wants to go there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, that game, Manheim Township Central Dauphin will be at Northeastern High School,
Oh, okay.
while Governor Mifflin's Conestoga Valley will be at Hershey Park Stadium.
Really?
Yes. The Manheim Central Dauphin game will be at 5 p.m.
5 p.m.
About
Okay.
30 minutes earlier
Wow.
than
Okay.
the Conestoga Valley Governor Mifflin
Conestoga
game.
Valley, Governor Mifflin, at the sweetest place on earth,
Yes.
There you go.
Hershey Park.
Well, they get a chance to play in the stadium where all the state championships
The
are played.
championships, that's
Yeah.
right, yeah.
You gotta.
Somehow, if you get there, you
Yeah.
get a little bit of an advantage.
That's right. And they just happen to be from that neighborhood. I mean, so, yeah.
Moving on to the 3A girls, Fleetwood takes down Lower Dauphin 4-3 in PKs.
That's right.
Fleetwood expected number 1 seed, the right where they want to be. 21-1 on the season, have had a very strong season. They will take on the undefeated East Pennsboro, who took down Lampeter Strasburg 2-1 in the first overtime period.
Golden goal by Hannah Young,
Yeah,
who has about 195 points in her career.
Wow.
I think I put here less than or equal to 200.
Wow.
So she's right between 190 and 200 if I got that
Do you know where
correct.
she's going next year?
She is going to Nebraska.
Wow.
Yeah, so she's a Nebraska signee.
Big time soccer?
Big time, I guess. Yeah, I mean this is
Division I.
that's a long trip
Yeah.
out to Nebraska, but look, she's a top player. I did speak to the coach about her when we featured her teammate last week. But fierce D by Lampeter Strasburg, and great game.
yeah, 2-1 thriller in overtime. Moving on to the 2A level in District 3 for girls. Boiling Springs will take on Schuylkill Valley in the finals. Boiling Springs beat Pequea Valley 3-0 to get into the finals, while Schuylkill Valley beat Lancaster Mennonite 3-2. Both teams strong programs. Schuylkill Valley was the number 2 seed, or is the number 2 seed, and Boiling Springs
Number one seed. Yeah. So Pequea Valley was a strong team. I heard a lot about them, and they went down 3-0 to Boiling Springs. Boiling Springs right where they should be, as you said.
Yep.
Number 1 seed in the final game. 2 teams go to the PIAA state championships, which means that both Schuylkill Valley and Boiling Springs will be making an appearance there.
Right. Moving on to the 1A girls, it is the battle between Fairfield and Camp Hill.
Camp Hill.
Fairfield, in their 2 games so far, have scored 24 goals and have not allowed a single one. They beat Linden Hall 14-0.
14-0.
And then they beat Mount Calvary 10-0. So it is safe to say they are hot. But Camp Hill has scored 12 goals and let up only 2, as they beat New Covenant Christian 6-1 and Harrisburg Christian 6-1.
Right, 6-1 on both of those games. Yeah.
So this I would expect to either be a very high-scoring game or a defensive battle, because both teams have showed that they can score the ball and they can defend.
I'm guessing it's going to be a high-scoring game, although I haven't seen either team. But from what we're seeing here, it looks like that it's going to go that way. Wow, 24 goals in 2 games. I guess the competition level, not really there for Fairfield.
Well, you seem to have a more updated, it was a 2-1 victory for Fairfield.
Where's that? No.
Yes.
Oh, well, that's right. Oh, we have that already. That was played yesterday. My mistake. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Fairfield. Oh, it was a low-scoring game. There we go. Yeah, how about that? Fairfield beats Camp Hill 2-1.
Yeah.
So Fairfield is the champion here, and they both go to the states.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes
So, contrary to what I was thinking, it was a low-scoring game. Yeah.
Sometimes we just look at the wrong sheet
How about
sometimes.
that? Well, yeah, because this game was played yesterday. A lot of them are being played right now.
Yeah.
Next week, this will all be cleaned up, and we will have
The state brackets.
Yeah.
We move right
The
into
beautiful,
the states.
beautiful state
everybody
brackets.
on 4 different sheets.
Yep.
Yeah, it
8
kind of
sheets
whittles
total,
it down.
boys and
That's
girls,
right.
and that's
yeah.
it. We will have 16 teams
That's
per.
right. That's right.
Next.
Yeah.
We
Should
are-
be exciting to talk about next week. Yeah.
8 by the time we speak next Thursday.
That's right. Yeah.
Per.
We
That's
are
right.
going to move on to the
Maybe they'll be through the
4A
first round.
boys on District 3.
So we're looking at the 4A boys.
Yes. And
Right.
Cumberland Valley will take on Hempfield on Saturday at 7:30 at Hershey Park Stadium. Cumberland Valley, a bit of an upset, or not a bit of an upset, very much an upset, taking down the number 1 seed Central York in a 1-0 win. They've scored 6 goals and only allowed 1, while Hempfield is the 3 seed, and they took down Chambersburg to get here. But we should
2-0.
note that the number 2 seed went down to the number 15 seed. Central Dolphin took down Elizabethtown 2-0 in the first round.
In the first round, yeah. Central Dauphin. Wow, look at that.
Yeah, it's one of those upsets where Central Dolphin was 7-9.
7-9-1. Yeah.
Going into the game.
Elizabethtown coming in at 17-2-1.
Just not an upset you'd expect to see.
When you look at Cumberland Valley, they got 7 losses on the season, and they're still playing soccer.
And they're still playing,
in
yeah.
November.
Yeah.
Tells you,
It's amazing. Yeah.
get hot at the right time,
That's right.
put some wins together, get a little bit of a streak. Again,
Kind of like my fantasy football team right now. It's
Coming in strong
coming
at the
in
end.
strong.
Yeah. So we have Cumberland Valley and Hempfield are
They'll
punched for the
States.
states, and then the last 2 will be Ephrata and Chambersburg fighting it out probably on Saturday, I'm thinking.
Yes, on Saturday at
Right.
Northeastern High School.
also at
a
Northeastern.
3 o'clock kickoff.
Okay.
Ephrata will take on Chambersburg.
Winner plays Tuesday night.
The
Yeah.
winner gets it. Yeah, that's right. Yep.
So,
Very
moving
good.
on to the 3A level, a team we all expected to be here at
And
the
they are.
beginning is Lower Dolphin.
Yeah.
They are coming. They were the number 1 seed, and they beat Hershey 5-1 to advance to the championship. Well, on the other side, Mannheim Central takes down Greencastle Antrim 3-2 in the first overtime period. So I expect Lower Dolphin will get the win on The game probably has almost wrapped up. Or?
It's probably done. The game was 5:30 today
Yep.
At Hershey.
Park. So that game, if we go to commercial break again, I might be able to get that information from my brother out
Right.
there or some other source. But Lower Dauphin is right where they're supposed to be. Top 4 teams go to the state tournament.
Yeah.
There is no third place game, so it's the teams that played in the semifinals. Lower Dauphin, Hershey, Mannheim Central, and Greencastle Antrim.
Yes.
Did I get that right?
Yep.
Those are the 4 teams that are going, right? Okay, yep.
Moving on to the 2A level, Lancaster Mennonite took on Ole Valley at 3:30 this afternoon in Hershey Park Stadium. Another score we can probably get updated on very soon.
I'll put the request in.
Lancaster Mennonite beat Biglersville 5-1, while Ole Valley beat Wyomissing 4-1. Moving on to District 3 1A boys. Camp Hill is the champion.
They are the champions, yep.
They defeated Greenwood yesterday 3-0. And that was their lowest scoring game of the tournament so far.
Yeah, Camp Hill was expected. They're number 1 seed,
Yep.
and I believe they are the defending state champions, if I remember correctly.
They scored 20 goals and did not allow a single one in this tournament. They took on Greenwood, who is looking strong, the 3 seed. They took down the 2 seed Lancaster County Christian in the semifinals, beating them 4-0. But Camp Hill, with a strong defense and a strong offense, was able to come away with
And
the win.
they have a very high-scoring player, Amias, A-M-I-A-S, Amias Colstock, had 2 goals, 1 assist. In one of these games to reach 100 points, he has 37 goals and 26 assists in 2017.
Wow.
That's a big-time player.
Yeah. We're quickly going to look at District 5 1A girls and District 5 1A boys. Starting on the girls' side, Windbear took on McConnellsburg in a showdown for the championship last night. Sometimes the reporting is a little slow out of these districts.
This is District 5 now?
This is District 5. Windbear was the number 1 seed. They beat Rockwood 3-2 in overtime, and then they beat NBC 7-0.
Girls single A, right?
Yes, McConnellsburg, to get to the championship, beat Berlin 3-1, and then beat Conemaugh Township 1-1 in shootouts.
So Winburg was the representative last year,
Yes,
coming out of District 5.
and they have a chance to repeat. On the boys' side, Windbear will have a chance to win both districts as they take on, or they are currently in action against Thanet Metal. The game started at 6:30 tonight, earlier this evening. To get there, Windbear beat Hindman 2-1, and they also beat North Star 2-1. Thanet Metal beat McConnellsburg 3-2 to get to the championship after beating Southern Fulton 1-0. So that game is currently in action, and hopefully we'll have an update for you.
I have an update for the Lower Dauphin game.
Lower Dauphin
So
beat
let's
Mannheim
go-
Central 3-0.
That is great. Yep.
So
So that's coming right in from Central
So
PA.
Lower Dauphin is the champion.
Lower
Yes.
Dauphin, as expected, and had a rough start, if we
Another
remember
shutout,
right.
yeah.
But
They
they
had
early
avenged
losses.
all their losses and ties, 2 losses and a tie.
And now
I
they're
guess
hot
it
going
was.
for their second consecutive state
they
championship.
only allowed 1 point, 1 goal in that whole tournament, in a 5-1 win over Hershey. Just tremendous output by them. We are quickly going to go to another commercial break. When we come back, we're going to be breaking down the PCL and the Philadelphia Public League. Stay tuned here on In the Goal.
Hi, I'm Tommy Green, former pitcher for the Philadelphia Phillies. When I was in high school, it was very important to me to show scouts what I could do. My friends at Payroll Service Solutions are huge supporters of high school sports and the Sports Fan Base Network. If you're a small to medium-sized business in need of a payroll company, contact Payroll Service Solutions. Not only will they take care of you, they will continue to support the community. For more information, contact Payroll Service Solutions at 215-624-0922 or 866-PAY-EASY.
Pennsylvania is a big state, and there's great high school football action happening each week to discuss.
Lutzke, got a man! Touchdown!
Join me, Richie Bleiweiss, and my fellow analysts, Corey Sharp and Mike Palmer, on In the Trenches on the Sports Fan Base Network. In the Trenches, the only show dedicated to all 12 PIAA districts in Pennsylvania, coming to you every Monday live on Facebook. Tune in for information, stats, analysis, and some great previews and predictions. Be sure to submit questions and comments using hashtag #InTheTrenches or comment live during the show. So be sure to watch In the Trenches on the SFBN for all you need to know about high school football in the Keystone State. I'm Richie Bleiweiss, reminding you, stay classy and be good to each other.
Welcome back here on In the Goal, and we're going to move right into the District 12 Championships. Haney, this is your bread and butter. You've been coaching in it for the last 15 or so years, something like that.
13?
Take it away. 13 years.
Again, the girls, I'm happy to say Archbishop Ryan is, as we were saying, bring the plaque back. So they brought the championship plaque back to school on Monday night.
Yep.
They beat Lansdowne 1-0 in a great game.
We were both there.
We were both there.
I was there for most of it.
Mm-hmm.
And we have pictures and video, right?
Sophomore Gianna DiMonaco. Monaco
right.
scores the game winner in the second half.
Let's describe it.
Great individual goal.
It was great.
Yeah, I mean, again, there's a
really
ball.
shocking. Here it comes.
It's a huge counterattack. It comes off a throw-in from Lansdowne on their end.
Look at this pass now. Watch this.
Maddie Taylor steps up and gets a great win. She dishes it off to Finley, and then she finds Monaco in the clear. Lansdowne got caught with their right back stepping early, their center back's out of position, and she's so composed to pick the ball.
I've never seen a player so calm in a situation like that. The look on her face, I think we're going to see that in some of the still shots, was amazing poise, just incredible poise. Look at her.
Sophomore.
A sophomore.
All Catholic this year, one of the leading goal scorers on the team.
Go Gianna.
Again, the future looks bright for her.
Now look, the girl behind her is trying to catch her there, right?
Now she carried that into the District 12 final last night. They played Central for the District 12 girls 4A final. She had the first goal of the night. She wound up with 2 total for the night, so she's hot right now. Finley is the other forward on Ryan. She had 2. The final score was 5-1 Archbishop Ryan. So they will represent the 4A girls spot in the States on Tuesday night. And they're waiting a loser from the Chamonix and O&J Roberts, if I'm correct.
Now, some of these girls you did coach. You know some of them. The seniors, right?
There's 4 seniors.
Maybe a couple juniors? Or
4 seniors that played and started when I was there. Again, and Jonathan.
So you're still part of this team?
Yeah, Jonathan
really?
was the assistant when we won 4 straight.
Is it Geist? Is that his name?
Geist. I was very happy for him and the whole staff and the school itself to
That's great.
be on a little bit of a run.
Yeah, you always want to go
Yeah.
into the state tournament. That's where you want to be playing this time. You don't want your season to be over. So.
And not to be slighted, Lansdale bounces back. They beat Rush
Academy at Rush
for the 3A District 12 final last night.
That's
I
correct.
think it was 6-0.
6-0 is correct.
And Conwell Egan, who went down to Ryan in the semis, avenged their loss, and they win last night against PAX 3-0.
3-0 against PAX. Yep,
so
that's
all
right.
the Catholic League girls teams in the 2, 3, and 4A,
that's right.
respectively, will represent in the States.
Ryan, Lansdale Catholic, and Conwell Egan, all going to the States. Very exciting. Yeah.
Good for
see how they do.
Good for the PCL.
Yeah, good for the PCL, and maybe you'll see a state champion come out of this. That would be really exciting. Yeah.
It's going on a run.
Yep. 2 Giannas on one team. What are the odds? And they're both good.
Yes.
Costanzo and Monaco.
Yep.
Monaco, yeah.
There's a lot of good stories in that.
The Princess of Monaco.
There you
That's
go.
what we'll call her. Okay. It is great. Yep.
So moving on to the boys' side?
Yeah, let's move on to the boys.
Boys' side. Okay. Great semifinals, and then led with a great Catholic League final.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Roman took LaSalle.
Yeah.
LaSalle scores in the second half on a free kick goal. A little bit of controversy. I didn't see a foul. Ball comes down clear. LaSalle guy finishes it, and they hold on to the lead and win 1-0. So LaSalle is now currently.
This is it.
Here it is now. Here's the goal here. So you see
Pumped
the goal
up in the air.
first
Look at
save.
slow-mo.
Falls. Gift.
There's a little bit of a scrum, and in it goes with 2 defenders in the goal. No offside, not even close. Now, the controversy had to do with the player that was in the air.
Yes, the goalie and the player in the air. It looked like the player in the air was from LaSalle where he was up.
And he was up.
And the goalie looked like he initiated that contact.
Right. We were talking before the show, and we both said that that player's allowed to have that space up and down, and he took it, and he really did not commit a foul from what we see here.
Yeah. And the refs didn't either.
And the refs didn't feel that.
I mean, if we saw another angle, could go another way, but from that angle, I mean, clearly looked like he went.
And hats off to both teams. They had great seasons.
Yes.
LaSalle was the 1 seed going in. And again, they're playing Northeast as we speak. And I did just get a text.
1-0.
Their halftime, it's 1-0.
Okay.
LaSalle.
Very close.
Very close.
I mean,
there's still a
we've been
second
talking
half to play.
about Northeast all season, and they have some players, and they can score. So,
We'll see.
Solid teams.
And from the 3A bracket for the Catholic League or District 12 final would beat Franklin Town earlier
FTC,
tonight,
yeah.
3-0.
Yeah.
3 second half goals.
Wow.
So Wood will be in the States, and Lansdale we saw will be in there too. So that's that mixed bracket. So kind of like it's not some Catholic League teams still competing for state titles.
That's what we like to hear.
So that's where we're at right now with the District 12 stuff. That's where we stand.
Well, we will take a quick break here on In the Goal. We'll be back with our final thoughts and wrap up another episode of In the Goal.
Hey, you.
Who, me?
Yes, you. You like pro sports?
Yeah,
You like college sports?
of course.
You like high school sports?
I guess.
Maybe you just don't know much about them.
Hey, voice in the sky.
Huh?
Where can I go to learn more about Philadelphia area high school athletics?
Just watch Varsity Voice every Wednesday on Facebook Live at 7 p.m.
Welcome back here on In the Goal. It's time for our final thoughts. Kapp, you were telling me over. I missed something. What do you have?
well,
for
we
me?
just wanted to touch on the public league. So the girls' final, Central and FTC for the 17th year in a row, I believe, possibly 16th. But once again, they go at it, and this time Central comes out the victor, 3-0 over FTC. Emily Durrence got the MVP of the championship game. Ola Owadunny and Finn Sterner also scored for the 3-0 win for Central. And now moving on to the boys' pub, a contentious game. Northeast versus Central, the ancient rivalry. Central, the only team to beat Northeast this year, 1-0 earlier in the season. Rematch in the championship, and it went down to the wire here in the 105th minute, second overtime. Alejandro Giraldo shot, rebound to Juan Arroyo, who scored. This goal was disputed by the Central folks as to whether he was onside or offside. It was very close. It was determined that he was onside when he scored the goal. Game ended. Northeast is the champion of the public league. And they're playing right now 1-0 down to LaSalle for the city championship. And that was the public league.
Okay.
Yes.
Anything on the girls you want to mention, or just staying on the boys'
Well,
side?
just what we talked about just briefly with the fact that Central is the champion,
Right.
and it's 2 years in a row for Central,
Right.
and a bunch of years before that for FTC, and I think 10 years in a row before that for Central. So obviously they're the two best teams in the public league in this millennium.
Haney,
about that?
Anything you want to mention?
Just looking forward to the Tuesday night matchups and seeing how everybody figures out where they fall in the brackets. I'm excited. I'll be going Saturday night to watch the 3-4 seed with Jonathan, so we'll be seeing who he will be playing. And again, we'll know. And then by the time we're on next week, we'll know who's in
Yeah.
still.
I may pop into one of those games. Maybe possibly that game.
Tuesday night,
Yeah.
we'll make sure we'll be out watching some soccer.
Yeah, I'll definitely head to a
Definitely.
game. Yeah.
Well, thank you for tuning in to another episode of In the Goal. Just a couple things to mention. If you can't watch us live on a weekly basis, we have a podcast. It's on YouTube. You can also catch all our other shows there, Varsity Voice and In the Trenches. If you want to see all of our beautiful faces and you can't watch us live, you got YouTube. It's great. Varsity Voice is every Wednesday night. In the Trenches is every Monday night. If you want to check in on any sports updates and sport, not just soccer, but football, field hockey, all these fall sports and moving into basketball, check out our website, thesfbn.com, for up-to-date and accurate information about sports happening around the state of Pennsylvania. For Jack, Kapp, Ryan, Haney, I'm Stephen Schreiber. This was In the Goal here on the SFBN. Stay tuned and have a good night.